Hello and welcome to Horror Rewind. This is Kelly Florence.
And I'm Meg Hofdahl.
And today we're talking about Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Meg, we got to do something super fun, and friends, you can come and do something super fun with us.
Yes.
Next week.
This was the secret showing at the Plymouth Theater. We had no idea what movie we were going to watch, and it was actually really exciting.
It was very cool. So if you don't know what this is, the Imagine Willow Creek Theater in Plymouth, Minnesota has a bi-monthly secret movie night. And you buy your ticket for $10. You get a free popcorn with it. You go in, you don't know what you're going to watch. Somebody introduces it, and then you get to talk about it afterwards. So last night, Paul McGuire Grimes introduced a movie that said, was one of the movies that shaped him. And it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Meg, you've never seen it.
I know. And Paul has been this really great support of our books, and we've become like Twitter friends. And so it was really neat to meet a Twitter/Insta/Facebook friend in IRL. And he introduced the movie. He didn't give any clues what it could be. And then it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And I told you, I said, like, this was kind of the perfect movie because I've never seen it. I love aliens, which so why haven't I seen it? I don't know.
I know.
And it was kind of one of those movies where it's like, I didn't really have a plan to see it anytime soon. So it was perfect because I got to watch something that I really actually loved and wanted to watch and didn't even know it.
It's so good. And now I told you I hadn't rewatched it since I was a kid. And of course I liked it when I was a kid, and my dad really loved it. But now I could appreciate it for its filmmaking glory. Like, it was cinema. It was gorgeous.
We're really lucky we got to watch it on the big screen.
Yeah. Oh my God. And the rumbling sound of the entire theater. Oh.
Yes. What I love about it, and it really harkens to Poltergeist, is that it's really at its heart, it has this like sort of domestic drama going on, and the dialogue between the parents and the kids is excellent. And it really made me think of Poltergeist in that way, because for other reasons too, but just the sort of like realistic characters that are sketched out. It's not like just your typical, no offense, like Michael Bay action movie where you don't really know these people. Like, these
Michael Bay has a tear running down his cheek right now, Meg.
Oh, I know. He loves this podcast.
I agree. Like, and I turned to you and said at one point, I'm like, this feels so reminiscent of Poltergeist and E.T. And this was 1977. So like Paul said in his Q&A, it was right after Jaws. And it just, like, Steven Spielberg, he's a master.
I know. And you really do see his form and like his, the way he shoots things. Like Paul was pointing out how he shoots like people's expressions first, reaction rather than showing the creature. What I really liked about this movie is that the aliens are kind of almost treated like ghosts in a way where we're not seeing them. And it's really about the human drama that's happening. And, you're getting wisps of them, obviously, or more than wisps, because they are literally like flying UFOs around. But I really like that element of like when aliens are kind of treated like that, and you're not seeing them full on like Independence Day style, which I love Independence Day too, but I kind of like the subtlety of this.
I know. I love it. And what you were saying about the family drama, it had such a nice, we could switch up the tone. So we were dealing with this family drama and feeling like when they were fighting and screaming and worrying about the kid running away. And then there's like all of these kind of quirky humor moments. And even though like Richard Dreyfuss' character is going through a meltdown, there's still some like humor elements that they were showing, especially when they're throwing things through the window.
Yes.
And the kid's like, can we throw things into my bedroom?
Yeah.
Like,
that was so cute.
It's just, and then like believability, like, it felt like hysteria, like what we've written about in our books, and gaslighting. And it's like, who, if I experience this thing, why aren't people believing me? So, and then the people connecting who did experience that together, like,
yeah, it was amazing. And I also really like, I feel like this is something this TikTok world. And I say that loving TikTok, but I think that sometimes we miss out on like movies that move slower now.
Mm-hmm.
And and again, not to bring it back to like your typical action film, but I feel like it would be like shot. Like we don't have time to sort of linger.
Live in
the moment. And I felt like this movie, we were lingering in moments, and it felt really almost relaxing in a way. I know. Like I loved the pace of it. It was just very like, you know, and then this is definitely a horror film because there's that sense of dread.
Mm-hmm.
When the mom is in her house and they're coming to get her son or whatever. That is a horror movie. I mean, that was, my God, yeah. You know, it felt very threatening. And so I really enjoyed sort of all the elements. Cause there was like elements of horror, elements of sci-fi, elements of domestic drama, funny stuff, like it's just everything.
Yes. And action as well.
Yeah.
Like they even had action. I was so impressed, and I know I don't know like exactly how they did everything special effects wise, but it totally holds up. Like there wasn't a moment where I'm like, whoop.
No, I think they definitely, I mean, you could tell that they had a decent budget. And, you know, I was wondering, I was like, I wonder what my kids would think about this, you know, because I feel like they've been so spoiled with visual effects. It would be interesting to sort of get their perspective on what they think. Because obviously we're children of the 80s and we, you know, can appreciate that. But I wonder what they would think.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the one thing that threw me off. And I'm curious to hear, you probably know what it is.
When they kiss?
Yes. My face. I was like,
I know. I'm like, no, can't you just have a platonic hug or a kiss on the cheek or something?
Yeah. And like,
it didn't have to go there.
He has a wife and kids at home.
I know. No, exactly. That
threw me off. And I feel like that wouldn't happen now. I feel like,
they would make it.
That was of the era. But I was like, why are you kissing her?
I know.
I do not understand.
You've got Terry Garr at home, okay?
I know. I know.
Or I have her sisters, I guess.
Yeah. And I also, you know what I really liked was the craft at the end, how it had the cities on it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was so cool.
I love aliens.
I do too. Like, God, like we met and bonded because of the X-Files. And this just feels like, why weren't we watching this on a Saturday night?
I don't know. I don't know why I never got around to watching
it. That's what Paul mentioned. He's like, I love this movie. And I don't think people appreciate it enough.
Yeah.
So let's go, people, go watch it.
You know, I wonder if part of it is like, it doesn't have, and like, my apologies. I've already hurt Michael Bay's feelings, but I feel like Richard Dreyfuss is not really, I'm not going to seek out a movie because it has Richard Dreyfuss in it. And I just wonder if like, that's part of it.
I don't know.
Because it doesn't really have that, like, in my opinion, like the movie star that I care about.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and they were even talking about how Steve McQueen was supposed to be the one initially who was,
I wonder what that would be like.
Yeah.
Like, cause he's kind of hot, obviously. But also Paul said he didn't want to cry on screen.
Yeah. So wow, cowboy syndrome. Much.
Yeah, no kidding. So I don't know. But I don't know. And then I definitely saw Lance Henriksen like as somebody who didn't have lines, so that was fun. And was it me or that spindly spider looking alien scary as fuck?
Yes, gross.
Like, ew, that was horror. And it's great because again, we've gone the whole movie without seeing an actual creature alien thing. And so that actually really unnerved me. I liked it.
I know. And then, okay, so then the little aliens came out and I asked Paul, like, I think they were kids, but I thought maybe he would know some behind the scenes. Like they cast all the crew's kids as these little aliens. They were so cute.
We'll have to do some research into that. Yeah. That was cute. Cause they were like, seemed non-threatening.
Right.
I was like waiting for them to like, I don't know, bite somebody or something, but
that creepy one.
Oh, that creepy, like he only had 4 limbs, but he was very spider-like. He was gross. Anyway, if you haven't watched it in a while, I really, really recommend it if you're listening. Cause that was cool.
It was so good.
I'm so glad I watched it because I don't know if I would ever, which is crazy.
I
And it
know.
kind of reminds me, like, I need to watch more alien stuff because I do love aliens. They're creepy. And
Meg, I think our next book needs to be the science of aliens, and we
I
can
think it
watch
does
all these
too.
sci-fi horror movies.
Yeah. Let's pitch it.
Not that we because we have nothing else going on.
We have this is our problem. We have a lot of ideas. I also had my alien ring on, which I thought was like perfect, like, let's go. I was ready. I didn't know what we were gonna watch, which again was really exciting.
Oh, so wait, now just let me remind you, friends, next Wednesday, March 23rd, we are hosting the secret movie night. We're not going to give you any hints now. You have to literally be in the room.
And then we'll give some hints before we start the movie.
But I'm so excited.
I know. I'm really excited. I'm glad we went and watched it and we got to see Paul do it. And now we're going to bring our own horror flair to it.
So I know you said people might not seek out Richard Dreyfuss, but I need to say he's amazing. And what a good actor. Like, he's just a solid actor.
He is. Jaws is good.
And what about Bob?
Yeah,
Mr. Holland's Opus.
Yes. No, you're right. You're right.
But I know he's not like handsome leading man material. Maybe, I don't know.
No,
or
he looked kind of hot in this movie. I was like, oh, I'm like,
I've never thought of him as handsome until last night.
Me neither. And then I was like, am I just getting old, or is he just like extra thirst trap in this movie? Because he looked.
He was kind of thirst trappy.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just natty kissed that girl because it wasn't me.
Yeah. I loved it, and I loved how the two of them, like, they ended up going, it was like random Glenn. They had to have him come along so that somebody could pass out from the gas.
I know.
And they escaped. And then like the two of them, and she's like, nope, I'm staying back. And she was taking all the photos, like
to like prove.
Yes.
And there's the great like trope of like the government knows more than they're telling. And that's always, that's got to be an alien movie.
Oh, and I love how, when everybody was panicking, they were selling the bird boxes and the gas masks and everything. And that ended up, it felt like very now.
I know. I was like, that's very pandemic. I don't know if I like that.
But then they, played into the humor of it.
Yeah.
What was with that family of like hillbillies in the truck by the side of the road? Remember? Like in the beginning, and then they ended up...
Were they like brought there the same way Richard Dreyfuss was?
I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? There was just kind of like a quirky thing, right
like
before Barry almost got. Yeah, well, that was that one.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Budweiser, the old Budweiser beer cans. Oh, and the moment, like, it's so freaking good, Steven Spielberg. We are seeing the monolith sculpture in the living room. He's on the phone trying to tell Terry Garr, like, I'll do anything. We're seeing the news report, but he's not seeing it until
he gets off the phone.
And that's just it's an example of letting it live and breathe, and it's the anticipation.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. Have you ever been to that Devil's Rock?
Have not. Have you?
No, I've been to Wyoming, but I haven't been to that.
Well, I guess we gotta go.
I guess we gotta go now.
Have you ever had an alien experience?
Oh,
or do you think you've ever seen UFO?
I don't think so. I don't think so. What about you?
I have not, but our friend Nate has, and so we need to have him on the podcast and we'll talk about it sometime. It was camping. It was camping, and it was like in the newspaper. Like there's reports and stuff. So
I have to hear about that.
Well, let's maybe the three of us will watch Fire in the Sky. Ooh. And then we'll talk about Nate's experience.
Oh, Robert Patrick.
So,
let's go.
Well, so stay tuned for that one. And Nate's like, what do I got to do now? We'll let you know, Nate.
Yeah.
This is your warning.
This is your homework warning.
Oh, God, this movie was good.
It was. I'm really, really glad that it was chosen because, Oh, and there was French in it, and I've been doing French Duolingo, and I'm like trying to understand what they're saying. And Bob Balaban.
Yeah.
That's like the youngest I've ever seen him in anything.
Wow. Okay, so just because of our horror rewind things we focus on, there's not a lot of women, but I forgive it because it was 1977. And
although I felt like Terry Garr was very much a gem in this, and it was funny because when he was like dumping things in through the window, she reacted exactly. I was like thinking I would get in my car with my kids and drive away. Yeah. And that's what she did. Yeah. So I felt like she was real and authentic.
No, I thought both the female leads were just perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
So well written. Another fact that Paul dropped is that Steven Spielberg wrote this movie first and couldn't get it funded. And then after the success of Jaws, they let him make this. So
that makes sense, because I'm sure this one costs a lot of money. So
yeah. And it's more out there,
Yeah, it is. It is definitely.
Well, let's rank Close Encounters of the Third Kind on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being you hated it, 10 being you think it's a perfect movie. Should our scale be the spider?
Yeah,
alien?
that spindly. Ooh, that thing. Ooh. I was like uncomfortable.
And that moment, and it was probably because of its similar special effects and music. Oh God, John Williams did the music, of course. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that ghost in Poltergeist that comes out. And it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
So anyway, how many spindly aliens do you give Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
I'm gonna give it 9. It was amazing. It's Steven Spielberg. It's a classic. I'm only docking it 1 point just because, like, if you put a gun to my head and were like, Meg, recommend a Steven Spielberg movie, it would be up there, but maybe it wouldn't be. I'm comparing with other Steven Spielberg movies, so then maybe like Poltergeist or something would be a little bit higher for me. But 9 is a really good score.
No, it's totally good. Listen, I'm going off of my emotions right now in this moment, and I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 spindly aliens, because what a gem. I can't believe we've never watched it together. I can't believe I haven't rewatched it. Like, I think this proves that, like you were saying, sometimes we need to get out of our short attention span, TikTok brains, and just sit down without devices and watch something.
I know.
Like
classic. I said, we especially because of the pandemic, I've only been watching stuff at home mostly, and like having sort of being forced to when you're in a theater to not think about something else,
and never
really nice.
And definitely not even an opportunity to check phones, which I don't think I would have checked my phone, like even if I was watching this at home, because it's so compelling.
Yeah. No, I agree, but it kind of reminds you why you love movies in the first place.
Yes. And the surround sound, like I said, oh, what a cool theater.
Yeah, it was very well done.
Listeners, tell us if your local theaters do things like this, or what they do. I also saw that they're playing horror movies every Monday night. Yeah, on Monday nights
they had like classic horror films.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I love it.
Yeah. I love seeing stuff like that.
In another life, wouldn't it be fun to program at a movie theater?
Yes.
And like plan stuff like this?
Yes. Maybe we'll own a theater in our retirement.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I think that would be a fun sitcom.
That would be a great
It's sitcom. Like Golden Girls, except they're running a horror theater.
Oh my gosh.
And like stuff happens.
Let's pitch it. See, we have too many ideas, not enough time.
Yep. That's the way it goes. Well, happy March, everybody. March is marching along. And yeah.
The snow's melting out there, right? Right?
Yeah. I mean, depending on where you are, I suppose. But it's going to be spring soon, and
there are movies to look forward to.
Yes.
Horror things to look forward to. I think, things are starting to kind of like, I think horror conventions are starting to come back, and there's things to look forward to.
I was just thinking how the movie Close Encounters reminded me of our love for the X-Files.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite alien episodes of the X-Files?
Oh my God.
Little Green Men. No, sorry. What's it called? Jose Chung's from Outer Space.
I was going to say Jose Chung's from Outer Space is obviously a classic. Oh my God, there's so many. Of course we like the memorable quirky ones like that, but there's some good creepy ones too.
Oh, poor Samantha got abducted.
Oh, poor Samantha Mulder.
Remember when it was like revealed and she was like a ghost? It was so sad.
That was really sad.
It's like Mulder's entire search. It's like the reason for being.
I know. This is definitely getting me to want to get that tattoo I was telling you about. Over my ex. Yeah. My little alien ship.
Yeah.
UFO.
That reminds me, I'm going, if you're listening, I'm going to also email our tattoo artist because we're getting commissions, baby. We've got our next tattoos planned.
Yeah, we do.
With your help, sir.
Yeah. Should we get, what would be a close encounters? The spindly alien.
Yeah. But like, can you, like that huge UFO, like with all the like
city,
lights,
like, and didn't it look like a city coming up and a city coming down? That's what made me think of, and all the little aliens live there.
You know what would be cool is at the bottom of it have a QR code that, because you can do this now, that people can scan, and then it would bring you to the audio of the do 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 do.
God,
that's next level.
Speaking of the audio, you should teach a whole communication class on this movie.
There's so much communication in this, and I loved it. People were whistling the tune on the way out.
Yes.
That was really funny.
Yes, it's nice to see. Yeah, people were very happy. I think that was the movie. People seemed really pleased.
Now I'm just keep asking listeners to do stuff, but listeners, add us and show us your alien tattoos.
Yeah, I want to see some.
And if anybody has a Close Encounters of the Third Kind tattoo, like you're next level, ma'am.
We will definitely
they them
retweet you.
Heck yes,
because I want to see that business.
Me too.
What if it's just Richard Dreyfuss's face? That's fine. You know,
actually, I'm here for it now. I'm gonna go back and rewatch all of his movies, being like,
turns out he's hot. I know, because like when I was a kid, I'm like, oh my god, I like.
what were we watching? And we're like, well, that dad's pretty hot. Remember, we were watching something and like, we used to think like, you know,
he was not hot, but
now we're into the dads. Well, like people are saying they're into Charlie now instead of like,
Edward. Yeah.
In Twilight.
Yeah, that probably would happen to me too. Yeah, this is what happens.
We're getting wiser.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All right, we better stop, Meg. We're just gonna go down a rabbit hole we don't need to.
I know, we're always objectifying men by the end of this.
Jeez. Well, listen, add us with your tattoos and your aliens and tell us all the things. Until next time, we'll see you in the horror section.
Bye.